We got down to business this week. Finally getting some resolution. What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Everybody, let's talk about it. What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. This is Queen Sugar, Season 4, Episode 9. All right, this is a good episode. Let's go ahead and get into it. We start off with Charlie having a drink. She's sitting at the bar, and the bartender is kind of, talking to her, and he's asking her, do you want some water? Would you like to have some water? She like, nah, I got man problems, I got sister problems, I got kid problems, I got business problems, and I'm running for office. And he's like, okay, well, you might want to be careful because, the place will start to fill up basically around lunchtime, and, somebody might recognize her. She puts her shades on and she say, another one. I said, uh-oh, keep the colors in the lines, child. Nova goes down to see Marla, her cousin, her mom's cousin, so this will be her cousin as well, right? So y'all tell me if I'm tripping, but if you seen The Princess and the Frog, do she not remind you of Mama, what was her name? Mama, whatever her name was on there. But baby, she looked just like that lady from that doggone cartoon. Like, I chuckled a little bit on the inside. But her home is beautiful, surrounded by moss trees, off in the bayou, and she brings her into the house, and like everything she say is like, a historical, like, everything she says is like poetry, like the whole thing. It was beautiful. Nova brings her a herb as a gift. This is the herb that her mother used, I guess, when she would be trying to put together her little healing situations, because we know that Nova is the healer as well, right? And so she says the place feels so familiar to her, and the woman is like, it should feel familiar to you. When you were about 3 years old, you used to run around here, and, we used to have a really good time. She says she doesn't remember that, and she's like, I'll make some tea for us. Hollywood coming down for breakfast, and Vi has made him this fabulous breakfast with grits, eggs, bacon. I was like, I already know it's about to be some shit, okay? Because it's something every week with Vi, okay? She sits down, and she can't get this thing about him and JD out of her mind. And, she says the way you was beating him, you was like you had just lost your mind, like you was trying to kill him. He was like, I scared you. And she was like, yeah. The first time that Jimmy Dale got violent, it wasn't with her. And she remembers the first time that he got violent with someone else. And so he kind of reminded her of that. And so he tells her, well, what can I do to fix it? And she says, well, there's nothing you can do to fix it. This is something that I'm going to have to fix myself and work on with myself. She never dealt with whatever happened between her and Jimmy Dale. She says she's learning that just because you ignore things, they don't go away. So Blue is running up to Ralph Angel, and he wants to go on a play date with Deisha's daughter. I forgot the little girl named Jolie or something like that. I can't remember. But so he says Deisha's name, and Darla kind of puts 2 and 2 together. Well, I'll call the mom and arrange the date between the two of them, and Ralph Angel like, no, I don't need you to do that. And she figures out that Deisha is the person that he's talking about. This is the girl he was on the porch with. This is the person that he's like together with or whatever. So Darla was like, she had a point when she was like, she knows who I am, but I don't know who she is. Like, don't you think that I should know? And he says, well, you did say you couldn't handle talking about this whole situation, so that's why I didn't tell you nothing. But you are going to have her kid around other people she don't know, so you might want to say something. I mean, I kind of agree with Darla on that point. He says that he knows things are different, and he's just trying the best that he can, and he really is. I mean, he ain't doing maliciously. He just, they said they wasn't going to talk about it, so he probably just said, I'm not going to talk about it. He knows that they're both seeing people, but he's not trying to hurt her or do anything on purpose. He's just doing his best. So we see Prosper and Genevieve. They're looking for Charlie. They come into the diner and they talking to Vi about how she done got knocked down so bad this time. We don't know how to get up is going to be, because they was like, she deserves some time and nobody really can't catch up with her or whatever. And so he says he has an idea, but he gonna tell Miss Genevieve about it, and they gonna get back to Vi. Micah's daydreaming about Kiki, which I thought was really cute, and she appears. So she comes over to the house and she just thinking about him, and they just kissing. Is your mama home? I was like, Kiki, where your daddy? Okay, that's the real tea. Where's your daddy? We ain't seen him since season 1. They go upstairs and they kissing or whatever, and Kiki is ratty, honey. And Micah's like, listen, I know it's a lot going on. It's seniors, you know what I'm saying? With finals, it's this, it's college. Like, if you don't want to do anything, like, it's okay. Like, you don't feel like you have to do it or whatever. And she was just like, that just makes me more sure that I want to do it. I'm ready to give up this point to you, okay? And so he's just like, he hugged her, but the look on his face was like, I don't know. I I mean, because if you don't remember that Micah is not a virgin, he is, remember the whole dick pic situation season 1, right? So Micah is not a virgin, but Kiki is. Nova is at cousin house, and she sees her great grandmother, another woman in the family. They're all like come from this long line of healers. And she talks about how she was banished from the family when she went against like what her calling was or whatever, or when she went towards what her calling was, excuse me, of being a healer. She was banished from the family. She spent a lot of time in Haiti and Africa. And she said when she came back after a while and found this house in the woods, and her mom, Trudy, used to come and visit her, but she kept her secret until she died. And then when she touches Nova, she's like, wow, your gift is just as strong as Trudy's is. Then we go back to Charlie, who's in the bar. At this point, she calls Micah and she tells him that she wants him to meet her at the meal, but she's kind of slurring her words, and Micah is like, what's going on? What are you doing? She hangs up the phone with him, child, and she's just leaning over the seat, all slumped over, taking shot after shot. I'm like, the bartender ain't gonna cut her off. Like, what type of bar is this where they don't cut you off at a certain point? Like, are you kidding me? Hollywood visits Ralph Angel, and he tells him that they did shut down the program until further notice. We don't know what that means, but he kind of feels empty. He feels a little upset. He kind of feel like he let his father down, and you know, Hollywood is just like, well, man, you're just going through the fire. You know, you got Nova's book, you got your new relationship is not really up on his feet yet, and your work is kind of scattered. So, you know, you're gonna make it through this time. So he tried to encourage him, but he told him it's normal. You know what I'm saying? So like, here you go, another man trying to open up to you, and you're kind of like, he don't really know what to say. Hollywood invites him over. He says that his friends are gonna come over later, and he invites Ralph Angel, and Ralph Angel is already started drinking. Y'all know Ralph Angel be drinking, and I ain't got time for his shenanigans, okay, with them Aki Hall, all right? I ain't got time for them Aki Hall shenanigans now. He said he got to get out there and work because now he don't have them workers, so, you know, he got to make up for that by, you know, putting in more hours or whatever. And so Hollywood he gone up the street, gone back home, I guess. We seen Joaquin, I think that's his name. This is your boy who tore up the restaurant. Joaquin brings Vi some, I don't know what kind of pie she said, some kind of something and peppered something. I don't know, it didn't sound good, but maybe it's good. He said it's from his mama. She, you know, just to say thank you for letting him do this. And he kind of stared in her face and he says he's sorry again. And she tells him, listen, go to the back. There's a list. I'm going to need for you to complete the list. He says thank you. And she's like, okay, like, I don't know what you expecting, boy, but I think he's really gonna grow on her probably a whole lot. Looks like this gonna be a good relationship. Over. She says that Trudy is visiting her in her dreams. She says whenever she reaches out to touch her, she wakes up. Then cousin reaches over and gives Nova Trudy's remedy book. She says that she wrote all her little potions and, you know, everything, her notes she was taking from the things she was learning about healing in that book. And she was like, and Nova's like, until she accidentally got pregnant with me, right? Her cousin was like, no, it wasn't an accident. You know, she said your mother discovered that everything that happened to her was a part of what was supposed to happen to her, basically. And she's telling her that she's visiting Ralph Angel and visiting Nova in their dreams because she misses them and she loves them and she's watching over them. And she was reminding her to be herself. And she said you should go see her more often. And she's like, mama's cremated. You know, daddy scattered her ashes in the wind or something like that after she died. And she was like, no, child, he buried her on the family farm. She's buried on the farm. So now we're seeing that Nova's perception of her life and everything, and where she's coming up with all these judgments about other people, her brothers, her sisters, and all these conclusions that she's made based on this false narrative that she has spun for herself from all the things that she has heard as a child, right? So now she's coming to this realization. I don't know why it took her so long, but I guess here we are. Hollywood is with his boys and they playing, you know, little cards or whatever, joking around, and then they start talking about when Jimmy Dale came to the house and how he beat Jimmy Dale up and how, you know, he beat his ass, he was protecting his wife, and, you know, they giving him props and he kind of smiles about it. But then when he tries to talk about, you know, how more complicated it is, and then they're like, it ain't no complicated, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? You was protecting your wife. And I understand what he's saying. A lot of people I've been seeing on the reviews and, you know, talking about the show, a lot of people are like, well, he was protecting her. Why was she upset? Like, it's always something. And it is always something. But I do feel like there's room for the conversation about toxic masculinity and how, you know, men will give each other big up and props on being aggressive, but they, you know, even it wasn't nothing wrong with him beating Jimmy Dale up. Jimmy Dale deserved to get beat up. But the point is, after he's done, I'm sure he has feelings about how he acted and how he affected Vi and how he feels just about Vi. Every week got something to say. You know, it's just nice to have somebody you can talk to, because it's gonna be jokes all the time, right? I would assume black people, especially black people, we like to joke around with each other. So if you're vulnerable, you know, there's gonna be some jokes, but it can't be all jokes. It has to be like a balance. You have to be able to open up. So I feel like in that moment he was trying to open up to his friends and they kind of shut him out. So then we have Michael comes into the diner and we can see he looks a little frantic. Vi's asking him what's going on. Genevieve and Prosper are all there. They said they haven't talked to Charlie all day. They can't get in touch with her. He can't get in touch with her, even though he said he talked to her, but she never showed up to the meal the next day. So he's tracking her phone and he finds that she's in New Orleans on Poitras. Poitras is downtown by the Superdome, just for your frame of reference in New Orleans, okay? So Darla shows up at the band rehearsal and with the treat for her little boo. Her little boo comes over, but he says they need to talk to each other, you know. He says he read the book, and immediately she goes in, well, that's why you're not calling me. That's why you're not returning my phone calls, X, Y, and Z. He's like, you know, it's not what you think it is, but I can't tell you that I'm not disturbed by some of the things I read. And she's like, her past is her past. And he's like, no, stop. I'm not judging you about what you did and what happened to you. I'm judging you. No, he says, I'm telling you that if that information was out in the world about me, that would affect me. Okay, and I feel like you're so close to relapsing. You need to call your sponsor and you need to talk to your sponsor. And the thing, you know, a lot of people was upset with him, and even I felt away. And even this week, I still feel away, because if somebody is calling and texting you, you should at least acknowledge that they called and texted you. I understand what he was saying about he needed a day or two to get himself together, but at the same time, you should at least acknowledge, you know, this girl is the addict, you know things she's going through, and you've just read this book. So now you ignore her when she's trying to reach out to you. Okay, so that was the only mistake I feel like he made. But as for him saying, I need to step back, I need to work, because he's an addict. He needs to think about his own sobriety. When you are attached to people, you can manipulate them. You know, drug addicts, they know how to manipulate people, especially the people that love them. That's why it's important for her to call her sponsor, because her sponsor is objective and they can give her advice and not be swayed by whatever they're trying to, you know, put on you, make a move, you know, that type of thing. So that's why he keeps telling her to call her sponsor. And although it might be harsh and not what she wants to hear, it is the truth. She does need to call her sponsor. So she's going against him. We already know when they start saying shit like, I'm strong, and I'm not going to do, when they start resisting you, trying to convince their own self that they're strong enough to handle it, that's when you know it's going to be a problem. And it is going to be a problem. He says that he cares about her present and her future. And I thought that was a nice line too. Basically, at the end of the conversation, he needs to pump the brakes on the relationship. He has to worry about himself, and he goes back to rehearsal. Nova shows up to the bar where Charlie is, drunk as a skunk, and she's resisting her at first, but then she goes with her because Nova says, your son called me, he's concerned about you, you know, let's go. You have to come up out of here. I am just like Nova. I cannot disagree with what she did. I don't, you know, me and my sister don't always get along, but if my sister was drunk somewhere and they called me and her sons called me, I will go and get her. I don't care if we was arguing, girl, get your ass up. We are going home. Hollywood goes over to the diner and, you know, talking to Vi. And first, you know, she was like, are you mad at me? He like, nah, I just, you know, I got a whole lot on my mind. And he's like, I just was thinking, like, the only time I have real conversations with you, and I wish I could have those conversations with my boys sometime, and there's no place for men to, like, vent their feelings. So I feel like maybe he's going to start, like, some type of support group, like they're foreshadowing for us that he'll have some type of support group for men. And he says, you know, we can talk about why we scare women and how, you know, how we don't, you know, just support each other, like just to have support where you can actually talk to each other without being judged, without being made fun of, you know, that type of thing. And women, she said, we got plenty of practice talking to each other, and she ain't never lying, okay, because one thing we do is run our mouth. Michael goes over to Ralph Angel's to get some lights for the little shindig they planning for Charlie, and he talks to Ralph Angel about Kiki. And so he said they good, and you know they about to take things to the next level. And he's like, oh, but he's thinking, you know, like, man, you know, it's her first time and college, and things are changing, and I just don't know. Like, you can tell he don't want to break this girl heart, he don't want to hurt her. But Micah is not a virgin. He went through that heartbreak with that white girl, and so you know that things are gonna fall apart. Things are not going to be not going to be, he's experienced the bad part of love, and I'm thinking he's just trying to save her from that or whatever. And Ralph Angel tells him that things are always going to be changing. You know, do you love her? Do you care about her? And are you going to make this the best experience for her? Because the fact of the matter is, Micah and Kiki might not be together forever. You know, whether Kiki thinks this or not, whether their relationship is good right now or not, they might, more than likely, they're probably not going to end up together, but we're going to hold out hope they're going to be high school sweethearts, okay? But, you know, more than likely, those things don't last. But if she was going to be with somebody the first time, at least it's with Micah. At least it's with somebody who loves her and cares about her, right? And so I think that's what Ralph Angel's trying to get across. I just wish he had to make sure you put on the condom, make sure y'all protect yourself, make sure you know you ask about birth control. She's a virgin. I have a lot of questions, okay? Micah said you part of him is just like, you know, just be quiet, go through it, be with her, relax and enjoy or whatever. And so, you know, Ralph Angel tell him, you know, go with that. Just go with that. Later on, Ralph Angel calls Darla, and he said he had been calling her. I guess Blue wanted to talk to her. He had been calling her several times. So Blue gets the phone and he starts talking to Darla, and he's going on and on about Miss Deisha did this, Miss Deisha made the cupcakes, and I did this, and it was so fun. And as soon as he said Deisha's name, Darla's whole like demeanor changed. It wasn't one of jealousy. It was one of being alone and pushed out. You know how some people like, you're not trying to exclude them, but if they don't get included, it's like they exclude themselves. You know, she just had that spirit of loneliness just about herself. Like, that's why I sort of feel sorry for her, because Ralph Angel is not trying to push her out. He's reaching out to her. You know what I'm saying? He talked to her ass in the middle of the night. He's trying to be an active parent with her, but it's like she's too much emotionally dependent on other people. Like, she needs to find happiness within. Maybe she needs some faith, some type of faith. I don't know, but it just seems like Darla is always looking for something that she needs to find within herself, you know, because he hasn't done anything wrong to her to make her feel excluded, but some type of way she still feels that way. So anyway, you can just see all the color just drain out the girl's face. She was just giving him bland answers, and he even says, you know, I want to, you know what I'm saying, like, I wish you were there or whatever. It's not like he like, oh, Miss Deisha, Miss Deisha, Miss Deisha, okay, bye. He like, no, I wish you were there. You know, we had so much fun, but she still don't see that. Like, she can't connect that, you know. So that's interesting to me about her character. After she gets off the phone, she just cries. She break down and cry. I mean, she's really, I don't know what she's crying for. You know, it's kind of like, it's hard for me to, you know, I don't want to be judgmental towards her, because I know probably in her mind it's 10 times more than what it actually is. Because really, it's not you can't be Ralph Angel's main focus no more. Like, you cannot be that girl. And if you thought you was going to be that, it's not going to be like that. You can't just pop up in the middle of the night. You can't just show up. He going to move on with somebody else. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to move on with somebody else too. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought about Darla this week. Like, I really felt for her in a way. Like, in a way, you know, I could just be like, you know, you old bitch. You know, you didn't get him back, and now you crying and whining because he moved on. But I feel like it's deeper than that. I don't know. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. So Nova takes Charlie home. She takes her clothes and changes her into her pajamas, and she puts her in the bed. And when she's walking out of the room, why did you say all those things about me? And she says she didn't do it to hurt her. She thought she was doing something good for everybody, but she realized now that she was just doing it for herself. Woo, boy, that a word. But let me tell y'all something. We, all of us, we knew that from the beginning, baby, okay? She says she's sorry and she loves her. And so they cried. This was the first time she has admitted what she has done was wrong and stopped trying to say, I'm trying to hear you bullshit. Nobody want to hear that, girl. You're lying, girl. Charlie just break down and cry. Nova gets in the bed with her and they hug her and they cry, baby. Charlie ain't had but no lines. She had like 4 lines this whole episode. She was just laying and just sad, acting her ass off, okay? The next morning, Charlie gets up to a beautiful breakfast that was made by Nova, and her sister has wrote an article in the paper about Charlie. It's called Charlie Bordelon is My Hero or something like that. And she basically apologizes for the things that she said about her sister and endorses her for the office that she's running for, councilwoman. She says she's strong, wise, passionate, and she's the big little sister that, you know, she never wished she could have or something like that. I don't know. And so she makes amends, well, at least tries to make amends for the things she said. And for right now, we're going to stretch out a hand of, you know, forgiveness, okay? Because I be up there singing on Sunday. I'm just saying, I'm going to have to stretch out a hand of forgiveness, you know what I'm saying, for Nova for right now. We going to see. Because, you know, next week she might be coming with the BS. I don't know. Ralph Angel leaves a message for Darla. She's not answering the phone again. And he said he's worried about her. And he wanted to make sure that she was good. And they was planning something for Charlie. And, you know, he just wanted to know if she wanted to come by. So, like I said, people are reaching out for her. It's just like she just have this thing in her mind where if she not, I don't know what it is that she wants, but she's not getting that. And so it's causing her to just go more into herself, more into herself, more into herself. And it's just, it's sad to watch, you know. So we see Micah comes to get Charlie and for the surprise. So he like, come with me, come with me. They go around the corner and it's this beautiful gathering of all the people in the town. And Prosper says it's time for them to stop, okay? Because we shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. Just like a tree that's planted by the waters. Woo! We shall not be moved. Hallelujah. All right, we just had praise and worship. Hallelujah. Okay, they're not going to be moved. He said they are claiming this space for right now, what it is in the past and what it's going to be in the future. I said, y'all better speak. You better speak life, Mr. Prosper, okay? And Miss Genevieve just was smiling, okay? Then she started singing, I got a feeling everything's going to be all right. I said, y'all better sing it. Sing it. You better stomp and clap. At the same time, they cross-cutting with Darla. She done bought a bottle of alcohol, child. She done opened up the alcohol and smelling the alcohol like this. This is my table decorations, y'all. Girl, you tried it. Don't do it, Darla. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Stay strong, sis. I have a feeling. Because I don't think alcohol is the #1 addiction. You on that crack. You on that pipe. So, you know, alcohol going to lead you down that wrong path. We just going to pray for Darla, child. Pray for her. Because they dragging her on the YouTube. So we just going to hold out a little hope for Darla. All right, so that was the episode this week, guys. I want to hear your thoughts about the show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you like this video because it gets out to so many people. And I get a lot of more, you know, people watching my videos and see what I got going on my channel, okay? So if you want to follow me on social media, you can at Watch Dawn of A on Snapchat and on Instagram. If you want like Instagram. All right, holla at your girl. I'll holla at y'all next week. Peace.